We are experiencing, we have experienced, I should say, because it's now Friday and we're looking back. And in the first part of the show, we talked about the latest revelations from the Auditor General's report, and how he is saying that, uh, there may have been some illegal activity as it relates to the canoe deal. Still no paperwork being presented. And that is something that is very concerning to me, that you could have the kind of clout, I guess, that you could have this kind of contract where you're talking about millions of dollars and no written contract in place to govern that. Just, use my voice so I can get this contract. Let's have this word of mouth agreement. And boom, you got it. If this was the PLP that had done that, would you be calling it corruption? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Good afternoon, Michelle. How are you doing? Great. How are you?
We'll never know until then.
Right.
I believe, like I say, I don't blame this New Day government for nothing, but this present minister of tourism,
Mm-hmm.
this canoe business, I think he have businesses would do the same service for our country, for the government, like this canoe business. Now, I don't believe, I'm not comparing his business with it. I'm just saying it's a coincidence. He's the minister. And it sounded like he used the word on the news saying they make a mistake. Talking about the former administration or the former leadership there in tourism. What mistake? These intelligent people, these smart people, some of these people be in the university, in college.
He didn't say they make a mistake. That's not what he
Check,
said.
check, and we gotta, when people,
he
I
said-
telling you what I think I hear, what I believe I
What
hear,
he
but you
said,
could,
what he said was that he was satisfied with the explanation that the people within the Ministry of Tourism gave him. That's what he
what
said.
the Father, Jesus Christ, God forgive me, please. And I believe he might have said at the first day, but listening to the news today and maybe yesterday and today, it sounds like they going as far, they saying the officials who was there in tourism, who must he still there, say they break the law when they make a account for the canoe company. The bank,
Yeah.
when they make a bank account for the, because it was said that,
that's the Auditor General that said that. Yes.
yes, it was said by the Auditor General investigation that a bank account was made
Yes.
for this canoe company
Yes.
from tourism.
Right.
And now they saying the officials from tourism break the law. Now, these intelligent people, these smart people, maybe they might have been, I don't know if the word is naive or kind of crazy to believe that we was in a final. But like I say, they know we could just talk and there ain't gonna be no punishment like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they be doing these foolishness to us. I hear the Prime Minister Davis say, follow the money. And I don't want to change like later down when it's their time and it's our time, this New Day government time for us to follow the money. We can continue following the money. Now somebody was saying said they ain't do nothing wrong. A new company and the rest of them they ain't do nothing wrong. It sounded like the first day they was reporting it, They didn't say no money was missing. Now, listening to the news today, it sounds like they saying a little bit like they make it sound like it's just a little bit of money. They ain't nothing to really worry about, and it might still be coming in, say, but $20-something thousand. And then again, when I listen to the news today,
20-something thousand. Yeah, that's.
yeah, when I listen to the news today, it sounds like the canoe company, one spokesman, like the news reporter said, I didn't hear nobody from the canoe company said, but they must just reading a press statement from the canoe company saying they enjoy, like they fly in our face, say they enjoy the company. How did they say it? Like, paraphrase. They enjoy the relationship with the ministry. Like that's why I asked a question from a couple of days ago to someone else. Is this company, the new company, still doing business with tourism or the Bahamian government? And the thing about it, Michelle, did you hear the part where they say the Auditor General investigation, they requested the contract from Ministry of Tourism, and the Ministry of Tourism could not give them a contract for this company canoe?
Yeah, that would say, because I honestly believe they couldn't produce one because none was there.
It's a bunch of foolishness, and these intelligent, smart people. I tell you, only in the Bahamas we could get away with it. That's why sometimes I kind of should convince. I believe sometimes it's okay to be convinced that it's a gangster society. And I know this ain't only society, but I got to talk about where I live and the way how we do things. And it's like friends, families, and levels. Like I always say, the Minister of Tourism, this government, and I know the Prime Minister say follow the money and the investigate. They can go further. It's not like they can do a forensic or they can go into a financial audit or whatever next. And I believe we need to do that. But I mean, and this talking thing and just pointing out what the former administration, these smart people, I know they get bills to pay, and I ain't say take nobody job, but my God, how you could leave them right there in the same position after they supposed to be so intelligent and we finding out all this foolishness they do. Permanent secretaries, directors, undersecretaries, consultants to the minister. These people ain't getting no shame, And then when we do a little something or break the law intentionally because of whatsoever circumstances we under or going through, a citizen, the hammer come down on us, and these smart people. Miss Michelle, Miss Malcolm, how you feel about the former Prime Minister was mentioned, and I think he made a home run Wednesday. I don't know if I tell you this already, but in spite of that, we don't want to hear from him. And some of us believe he's the worst Prime Minister so far, right? He hit a home run when he mentioned about the 10%, let me just say the watt on the bread basket items and the medicine and the insurance. He hit a home run in spite of we don't want to hear from him. But I say this. Yes, he might be, to some of us, the worst Prime Minister far, but my Prime Minister, my New Day Prime Minister, is kind of competing with him. And what I mean when I say that, this watt on the bread basket items and the insurance and the medicine, I don't know how you feel about it, Mom, but I hear the Prime Minister mention either on the news today or that was last night, I think I heard the news, that, man, I mean, I paraphrasing what he said, that's how he sounded to me. Man, that's only like 15% of the stuff we just get from the grocery store, man. So, and 80% of the stuff, just 10%, and it, like remind us how much it used to be, and it's 10% now. And I say to myself, I wonder if these people are out of touch. I say, does he understand? Does the people around him let him know that these same 15% of the what we call bread basket items is what the majority, I don't know if I should say us or the people.
The people who live
the majority of people who are on the poverty line, what they enjoy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
And it's like they don't connect with what the people say in medicine. My God. And why I say my Prime Minister, and I'm so happy to know the Lord allow us to be able to elect him and vote for him to be Prime Minister today, Mr. Brave Davis. I say the former Prime Minister, the so-called vice Prime Minister so far in the Bahamas, they didn't have that on us. They didn't have the 10%. I mean, sorry, the watt on the bread basket items, the medicine and insurance. I mean, we make some noise about it, and I think they fix it or correct it. It's 5 months later, 5 months, it must be 2 or 3 days later since we put this New Day government inside there, Michelle, and I just was wondering if the majority of people understand what's going on. I mean, they look at us, some of us, as poorly educated, right? But some of us get a little bit of sense, and we mightn't be as smart as them, right? But bringing the watt down from 12% straight across the board to 10%, It's not like, releasing it off the poor people, man. The people suffering, they can't get. You can imagine that baby cereal.
No,
My
I,
God,
I
someone
agree
got
with
to
you.
politically slap you inside your head for you to understand that hurting the people.
I agree with you. I agree with you a
And you
thousand
talk about
percent.
they talk about what things they only could do what is under their control. Some things they can't do with the inflation and all that. Well, you could start right there. Take that water off them bread basket items and the medicine. My God, we paying for your insurance. Don't care what kind of disease they get. They get that thing which you call comprehensive insurance. That good insurance. We fly them out. We do whatsoever. All right. And simple as us not having enough money to buy our medicine. That's why that's more money. Take it off the people.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work, Michelle. I can finish listening to you.
Thanks so much for calling. I think you were onto something when you said that they don't seem to be in touch. I think that was one of the biggest problems with the Free National Movement in this last administration, that they were like in another world, just out of touch with the common people and what the common people were suffering through. And you're absolutely right. I don't understand the logic here. I hear what the prime minister says in terms of, oh, well, that's only 15% of what you purchase, and the majority of things that you purchase, that it's gone from 12 to 10%, so you're saving more in the long run. But he is talking to people who could afford those other things. Most of the people who are living below the poverty line, not even at the poverty line, below the poverty line, could only afford the bread basket items. What make you think they're buying them other things? So when these people have to scrap just to get the bread basket items, like it or not, you putting more pressure on them by putting VAT on those items. So you have to wonder sometimes, who advises them? Are the people who they're listening to, people who don't know what it is to suffer, and don't know where your next meal coming from, and you got to scrap to find a couple of dollars just to go buy one tin of corned beef? Like, they ain't in touch with what these people going through. Let's go back to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon, Ms. Malcolm.
Hey, what you saying, 52?
Yeah, great show. The thing is, I agree with the last caller. I didn't get, I started to listen to you from the hour, but I missed about 5 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so, obviously the last caller is humanizing the situation, right? And so just give me a minute to put this in, because the former PM, I agree with him as being the worst ever, right? Now, let me juxtapose something. In listening to Joe Biden pre-election, he was saying this narrative was he wouldn't force the vaccine on people. This is not about the vaccine. He wouldn't force the vaccines on the people. And he also told the people that if you're vaccinated, you couldn't catch COVID. So the mendacity or the untruthfulness, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I heard about Bohemian in radios, you have to be so euphemistic. What happens to the word lying? I mean, Jesus Christ, man. This is sickening to me. Now, let me just humanize this some more as the next caller, because I appreciated him. Now, Miss Malcolm, a lot of people don't realize that poverty is being induced. The middle class is no longer, because you have destroyed businesses and people have lost their house through the pandemic, scamdemic, mandemic, whatever word I could find it. And the thing is, of course, they're detached from what's happening on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me chronicleize this for the people. So now, the fact that this administration, but I pull in for Brave, I went to St. John's, and I also pulling for them to win. I like what I'm seeing so far from them. Different from some foolishness Dr. Darwell running on with. And I was upset. I can get with that next week.
Mm-hmm.
The thing is, when it comes to politics, all you have to do is record their narratives from day one and day 3,000, and then you'll see in between all the untruthfulness that they spew. So here's what's going on now. The fact that the fact that they replaced VAT, they reduced VAT to 10%, right, Ms. Malcolm?
Mm-hmm.
And they reduced VAT to 10%. But the thing is, if they had read the book, The Great Reset, they knew that it was going to be inflation predicted. Then if something was $10 and it goes up in price, then 10% of that will be more. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the bread casket items, people call it bread basket, right? The bread casket items that most of us consume, and they put it in you have medical and the guys that mentioned medicine and all that. This means that their revenue would increase. So I believe that they knew that this would happen. So I'm not buying into the construct of the supply chain construct. But you know this was going to happen because the book was written from 2020. So if you want to be clairvoyant, you should have go ahead and read the book. And then you would have anticipated this would have happened, and then you should have left it as it was. You see what I'm saying? Because most of the people suffering now, the poor people. So when I hear this thing about poverty line now, remember, bear in mind the socio-economic repercussions of the pandemic and Dorian. The poverty line is being moved up a notch because people have lost their business, lost their house, and they were closed down in the guise of essential and non-essential. Most of us are not sharp enough to realize that who sat down and determined who's essential and non-essential. This was designed to do what it's doing. I just don't understand why the economic people don't come and see. These people are as smart as they say they are. And I disagree with that caller, but I mean, I know he said be smart, but he said the public is not as smart as them. But the people that see, a person don't have to be as well read as you, but they can still have the ability to sense foolishness. So you have to be able to juxtapose these scenarios together, Miss Malcolm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sickening to see the politicalization of this these new day and old day and whatever they calling it. And we're not progressing. You see what I'm saying? And it's sickening to me because we're not getting anywhere. All right, let me give us. I said, and this is my hypothesis, and I don't care because what happens is now the facilitation of bypassing this canoe thing, which you are talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
The facilitation of this went a little extra. You facilitated them to do this and that, and of course, everybody on the my brother came back from the States the other day and he was telling me about the names that he saw associated with these companies. Of course, it should require scrutiny, Ms. Malcolm. Blind and trusted authority is like being a fool. Have a good day.
All right. Thanks so much for calling 52. Oh, I asked the question earlier in the show, if this was the PLP that this was being, this revelation had come out, and you look at who owned this company and their connections to the PLP, would you still be saying, oh, you're all trying to make a big deal out of nothing and it ain't that serious? And, no, you'd be saying corruption, because, you all like to paint the PLP with that corruption brush. So how is this different? If this was the PLP, would you be as accommodating as you are because it's the F&M? Serious question. And when you look at the owners of Canoe and their alleged connections with the Free National Movement, would you still have that same opinion? How you could just on a verbal agreement set this whole thing up, and okay, desperate times call for the desperate measures, and everybody's rushing. And at no point from the time that the health visa was implemented to now, until September 16th, at no point did you say, okay, we had to rush to get this, implemented, but at least now let's, go put in a proper procedure. Like, and I as far as Dionisio de Aguilar's response to the report that we heard from Eyewitness News, and he obviously sounded very angry and very perturbed that someone had the nerve to question this, and why you doing this, and it can't be the day where you say I am in charge of this, and then tomorrow you say, well, that was not in my purview because that's the technical part. You're the minister, man. The buck stop at you. So how at the end of the day, today I in charge, but tomorrow I in charge. And I understand that there are technocrats within these ministries who actually run the ministry, but you sitting on top, you're supposed to know what's going on. And if you don't know, make an attempt to find out. And especially with this whole Canoe situation, we heard all of the uproar when this was first implemented. So at no point you as minister can stop and say, well, you know what, just to cover all of our bases, let's make sure we did this the right way. At no point. And now you will have attitude when people ask you questions. Like a friend of mine to say, y'all living long. I mean, the audacity of y'all to ask me these questions, that's how it came across. Like, really, dude? You were the minister. So it's not enough for you to say, well, that was not in my purview. Make it, but anyhow. The telephone numbers to call are 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272, and the WhatsApp number 824-9952. 824-9952 is the number to send us a WhatsApp message. It's an open line Friday. We're talking about the week that was, and this Auditor General is just coming up with this stuff. I mean, hit after hit after hit. I'm wondering what next. It's just amazing to me to see the slackness, and that's the only way I could describe it: slackness. And it'll be very interesting to see what else comes out. Andrea says none of these business people that we elect would run their private business. Good point. With the petty shop mandate that they run in our country. Girl, you ain't lie. Call on the line? No. Okay. So the numbers to call 326. That is so true. So true, Andrea. 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272. If this was their private business and somebody was running it the way they running it, they would have fired them. They was gonna send somebody home. But you see, so somebody's calling the WhatsApp number. You can't call the WhatsApp number. You text the WhatsApp number. Send a message to the WhatsApp number, 824-9952. But we can't hear you on the line if you call that number, okay? So don't call the WhatsApp number. You should send a message there. Is that a caller for the show? We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hello, caller. You on the air?
Hello, Michelle?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can hear me okay?
Perfectly.
Yeah, okay. It's Joe Dow from Freeport.
Hey, Joe.
And I just listened very attentively to the previous person who called in.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave a very intelligent and sensitive rundown on the whole matter.
Mm-hmm.
Not the last person, but the one before him.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a very tragic situation, to say the least. I addressed it immediately when they put VAT on the bread basket items, which they call now bread casket items.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so amazed at my prime minister, the new prime minister, who said that it betrayed their dignity for them not to pay VAT on bread basket items. I mean, I've never heard such nonsense in my life. I respect my prime minister, but I don't know where that thought came from.
Yeah.
One of the things that I wanted to mention was the fact that the minister, I think Fred Mitchell mentioned the other day, that the level of poverty now is standing at 47%. Prior to Dorian and to the COVID, it was around 39% of people who were living at or below the poverty level. If it's 47% now, it is going to be 80% within a very short time. Something has to be done immediately to take the VAT off those items. As I mentioned in an article that I had written, very often I'm standing behind these old ladies who digging in their purses when we used to have the penny and trying to find enough cents to pay for the few bread basket items that they were buying.
Yeah.
And many times I had to go into my pocket, as do a lot of other people, and took out a few dollars or something to help them. Now they can't even find the pennies. They have to look for 5 cents.
Yeah.
And so I don't know where this is going. This is, again, another, I think, devious way to maintain the oligarchy of the country, to make all of our people barefoot, naked, and dependent upon government through social services and some other way to hand out and making them believe that they are receiving something. And that cannot be in a modern Bahamas. This is reprehensible. It's foolish. It's demonic to do this to our people. With all of the wealth in this country, where 99% of the wealth is owned by 1% of the population, being the oligarchy of the country, and the other 1%, the percent of the poor people who are suffering, the 99% of the people suffering because we do not have equitable taxations. And I thought at one point they were saying, well, they're going to look at the taxation, but they have not looked at that because every government is supported, whether it's going to be LP or the FNM, they are going to be supported by the oligarchy of the country to make sure they do not bring income tax or corporate taxes.
Yes.
Because that's the way they can control the government, and they do. They're in bed with all of these people all the time, from one political party to the other. And this foolishness that people buy every time, this is why we have only 5-year governments, or on the last one, not even 5 years, because the people they finally find out that they're being duped, and therefore they do not support the existing that government at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And so, our people got to wake up, Michelle. What is being done to them is absolutely demonic. It is devilish, and we got to put a stop to it. I was just seeing something that was happening down there by the Chinese place that they're building, and now they're trying to take away the beach access from the Bahamian people. Michelle, that's all I want to say. I think that's enough. But the fact is that, we got to change this whole system. They got to put in, if any government comes in next, they have to put in corporate taxes and income taxes. Otherwise, the 1% that own 99% of the wealth, they will continue to own 100% of the wealth of the country.
And guess what, Joe?
Take care. Now listen up.
Thanks for calling, Joe. You're absolutely right. That ain't gonna happen. That isn't going to happen. I don't care, FNM, PLP, I don't care. That ain't gonna happen. Because the 1% who have their stranglehold on the economy of this nation, of all the wealth of this nation, they will do whatever it takes to make sure that doesn't happen. They will, they will wield their power to make sure that doesn't happen. Because, I asked somebody before when I was having this discussion outside of this arena, when is enough enough? My biggest problem is this. If you are able to, have a successful business and do whatever you got to do to enjoy success in life, more power to you. But my biggest problem with these people is that it's not enough for them to have success and do well in life, but they want to stop you from achieving any kind of success. It's not enough that they have all of what they have. You could argue they earned that, fine. I ain't got a problem with that. But when you want to put your foot on my neck and stop me from achieving, because you figure if I achieve, then you're going to have less control over me. So I got to make sure you don't ever achieve. And trust me, that is happening in this country. They ain't just satisfied to have what they have, but they go to the end of the world and back to stop you from getting anything. And it is truly sickening. Because what you are saying to me is only you and your children and your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren supposed to have. The rest of us should be satisfied with just working for you. Thanks for giving us one little job. Yeah, thank you. Thank you here. Appreciate that. No. I read nowhere in the good book where it say only you and yours supposed to have. So what make you think you that special that you should stop everybody else who ain't in your little circle from advancing? And that is, and it is systematic what they are doing. This ain't no accident. Trust me on that. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Thank you. I wonder what mental disease or sickness that is, what you explained just now. I agree with you 1,000%. I couldn't say it no better than the way you say it just now. I always been thinking about that. And you know who I think about that? I mean, you get plenty examples in life, but these same politicians, you help them to get successful in life, like you explained, to do things them and their family. But they know they don't want you to be in a position to have an independent, that you don't need them. They keep their big foot on you. I couldn't say it no better. I think you need to take a break. I don't mind holding. I think you need to take a break, Michelle. I don't mind holding.
All right.
Or calling back.
All right, Mr. Producer. We'll
yeah.
We'll take a
check
break.
with the producer if I could talk. I wanted to say something. Are you aware that 9 of them supposed to be going back to Dubai?
Yes.
The Ministry of Agriculture and some others.
I am, but we can take your advice and take this break, and then when
you want me to hold or call back?
It's up to you. If you running out of minutes or whatever, you can.
I'll hang up and call back.
Okay. Thanks so much. We'll be back after these words from our sponsors.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 Hyperimmune Egg Powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. And we are back. Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM on this TGIF open line show. We're talking about the week that was, and the telephone numbers to call 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272. The WhatsApp number is 824-9952. And we have Siobhan, who says nepotism at its highest. It's throughout every government ministry and department. We're talking, well, for the first part of the show, we were talking about this whole revelation from the Auditor General's report as it relates to the canoe setup with the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation, which was responsible for collecting the funds from the Bahamas tourism visa program, and the revelations that no written contract in place, was all a verbal agreement. Took 6 months for the money to get to the Treasury. The former Minister of Tourism say, I didn't know what it was, no contract. That wasn't in my purview. Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, Miss Malcolm.
Uh-huh.
So you understand what I was saying earlier with the canoe people, the reason why these people is these intelligent people like the officials or government officials, because it ain't just tourism. Every day, Mr. Terrence Bastian bringing out new information from different departments. So, like I was saying, the reason why I believe they do this thing because there's no penalty, there's no punishment. They know the repercussions; they could live with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they know they would have been, you know, brought before the courts or charged or some of their businesses or their homes be confiscated, they wouldn't think twice on doing something like that.
Speaking of which, caller, do you realize that in recent times, the only person that was brought before the courts for um, alleged impropriety as it relates to one of the boards was a general person? When I say general person, do you remember that case of the gentleman from I think it was the BPL board, that was brought before the courts for, yeah.
Yes,
Now,
ma'am. That's about 7 or 8 years ago.
now, is that long already? Wow. Now,
Yeah, that's under two other got to be done. I had two governments done since then.
my question is this: you really think that man was operating in isolation?
No.
Of course not. Of course not.
No, they can't do it by
They
themselves. You need a
can't
team.
do it by themselves, but he is the one who was allowed to take the fall.
Yes.
You know?
Yes, and you mentioned with the Minister of Tourism, these people ain't get no shame, Miss Malcolm. You know, they ain't get no shame, and you know, like you was mentioning earlier with the way they attitude is, like, you know, with not really trying to assist people and help people, you know, like the job what they supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
I think they need to go sit down. They need to let people them who are really serious. I mean, and the sad thing about it, it ain't like they just go there themselves. You know, we just put them there because we like this one and we like that one. And then when they done went and get in there, they take this thing personal. They stop forgetting that they don't have to like us to help us. Their job is to help us. You understand? So it's be so sad to know these intelligent people, and you know they keep carrying on like they babies. But I understand 19 of them supposed to go to Dubai, and I understand that they supposed to be checking on, seeing how we could be able to do more. The cost of living in the Bahamas when it comes down to food, feeding ourselves and stuff like that. I think it's some kind of agriculture meeting.
Yeah.
People traveling from around the world to go to Dubai to do, and they say they're supposed to spend like $100,000 to go over there. I'm watching the money on that, and I just want them to be effective, and I want them to bring something back like knowledge, bring some people them, or so get some education on how we could start maybe, you know, rather than spending this close to $1 billion or over $1 billion a year on groceries from all over the world and stuff like that. Maybe we could start maybe helping with the inflation and the cost of living when it comes down to food by growing more stuff and helping the farmers and stopping some of the things that were coming into the country. It might be sad. You might say, well, I don't like the things we're growing here. I like the things from away, and I should have my privilege to be able to do that. But we got to start from somewhere.
Well, I know what they do in some of the Caribbean islands. They put such a hefty markup on, and I'm talking about from the government level, on imports of what they produce locally.
Yes.
You could bring it in, but you're going to pay for that.
That's what we need to do.
So
here.
it just makes more sense for you to buy the locally produced produce, and then when they run out of that, then you go to. But we do it opposite. If you go in the food store, sometimes the things that are locally grown cost more than the stuff they important.
Yes, and like social service with the food slips and the different things where they give to people who need assistance and stuff like that. And I think the minister was talking about trying to help the people to get on their foot, like to get a job or to go through, I don't know if it's BTVI, you know, to be able to learn something and maybe get put on a job or something, apply for a job and get accepted or whatever. But I think like farming, maybe people might say, well, that's for Haitian and that's for them old people. We ain't into no farming, but my God, we really need to, even if we just start in the back of our yard, we need to help ourselves. Because we see the government, they think the bread basket items, and I agree with the gentleman who say bread basket items. You know why? I believe he said that because most of those things, what we only could afford, they might not be good for us, and they killing us fast, you know?
Yep.
But they're the things what we living in. But I encourage the government to try get into the farming and stuff and try ease up on this bunch of buying things from away 600.
I need you to bring it home now. I got another call.
Keep up the good work, Michelle. Keep up the good work.
Thanks so much for calling. All right, caller, welcome to GPS.
Yeah.
Hi.
Now, see, we always accusing the MPs. We always accusing those we voted, and you run for election too. You would have been accused now if you'd have run with the PLP. But it's a good thing you go on independent. But what's this one? We have to deal with these directors and the permanent secretaries. Them, there is the problem. See, we changed the government, but the system don't change. Okay, let me hear you comment.
Well, it's interesting that you would say that. Thank you so much for calling. I actually have somebody who commented on Facebook saying, we at this again, both PLP, F&M political parties are not going to change a system that they are benefiting from until we have someone who puts the country first. That's interesting. And then someone else says they treat us this way because we as citizens allow it. Simple as that. No accountability, no transparency, just pure acting. Listen, I do not disagree to the last caller that persons sit in these ministries, the technical, teams, the people who actually run the ministry. I agree that they're there and that they have a role to play. The bottom line, though, is at the end of the day, if you are the person responsible for a particular ministry, you may not run the day-to-day operations, but you have to have your finger on the pulse of what is happening within that ministry, I would think. Otherwise, why are you there? If you are not going to be responsible at the end of the day to say, well, I'm not a technical person, but if you are not going to be able to take responsibility at the end of the day for what happened in your ministry, then we may as well not even have ministers. What you there for? If we're going to put all of the blame on the persons who are the technocrats so what you have a minister there for? In other words, we don't need you. But the whole point is, yes, you have people, the permanent secretaries and the director generals and all of those who actually, they run the shop. But somebody got to be overseeing, eh? Somebody got to take responsibility if something goes wrong, eh? Otherwise, why are you sitting in that seat? If you are not willing to take some responsibility if something goes wrong, even though somebody else, it's like you own a business, you hire a manager, and the manager hires employees. If the employees run amok, do foolishness, and you losing money as a store owner or as a business owner, you calling a manager in. Because at the end of the day, you hired a manager to oversee what's happening in the store. So if your manager is allowing your employees to run the place into the ground, you can deal with the manager, right? Otherwise, why is the manager there? So, to sit there and say, well, that was not in my purview. I had no knowledge of that. Come on, man. Why are ministers there if but to oversee? And I'm not saying you're going to know every single detail of every single thing, but my God, you got to have some kind of idea, especially something as big as this. And like I said, it ain't like we weren't hearing people complain and grumble about this whole canoe situation. This was very much in the news. So at no point did you decide that maybe it would be a good idea for us to cross all our T's and dot all our I's? Just in case? Help me out. Is it just me? Anyway, Siobhan says, we saw that one already. Oh, say, let's go to Mega Banton. Mega says, everyone going small hand when they come out, they big hand. Boy, they hand big. That's something, eh? Yeah. Wait till that come out. But who all had certain salaries and were able to build these extravagant mansions from those simple salaries. And all of the allegations surrounding that about contracts and all these kind of things. Boy, look here, plenty coming out, I believe. Plenty coming out. But again, if there's no accountability at the end of the day, if all we can do is make noise and say, oh, these people always this and always doing the next, why should they stop? Why? If there's no reckoning for the wrong that you have done, why should you stop? It'll be interesting to see what happens. The prime minister say, follow the money. Let's see what they do about it. I do believe that there's much more to come. And the big question is going to be, what are they going to do about it? Now, also in the news right now is the former manager of the DRA, the one Kay Forbes Smith, has finally broken her silence. She broke her silence this week about allegations of generator, people making allegations that she sold a generator that really was not hers to sell. And so she has responded to that. Let's go ahead and listen to what Miss Kay Forbes Smith had to say about the matter.
Labeling the assertion a false, unfounded, cowardly attack, former managing director Kay Forbes Smith says she will not be intimidated to pull out of her pending lawsuit against the government. According to Forbes Smith, plans were in motion to acquire the generator before she volunteered with NEMA and was appointed to the DRA. She claimed to have acquired the generator for use at her private home in September 2019, before any generators donated had even arrived in Grand Bahama. The generator, she said, has never been stored in NEMA facilities, as has been alleged, and explained that after she realized the unit was not purpose-fit for residential use, on the advice of her electrician, she contacted the Freeport Power Company to find out if they could make use of it, and it was subsequently sold to them. Forbes Smith claims these accusations have harmed her and her family, exposing private information, including banking details. But she says she will not be intimidated. The matter in question will be decided in court. Based on the merits, it will not be derailed by fake news, campaigns, or cheap political stunts, she says. Many have been critical of Forbes Smith's salary and functions since news broke of the lawsuit she filed against government, seeking some $400,000 in damages, and also an investigation currently underway into the DRA operations. Former Minister Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe recently came to her fence in a televised interview.
You're bringing into question a contract that was signed for work to be performed. I understand other matters surrounding the entire authority, and I'm not going away from any of that. Those things will be brought to light in the audit. Her qualifications in this particular instance absolutely warrants a salary of this magnitude, which is not unusual.
And Organization for Responsible Governance executive Matt Aubrey suggests this all comes down to the need for successive governments to follow through with their national development plan.
I think it makes total sense that any government coming in from a past government is going to spend time looking at what things have happened, and that there is the opportunity for a loss of information or communication about the intent. But we need to look at how can we develop systems that bring this information out more and make it more publicly available, and then put forward the necessary steps in place to ensure that they continue when they're appropriate, and if they're not following meeting the mandate, that they're caught earlier.
Very, very good recommendations there. What is up with that national development plan? Was that just what was the point? But going back to Kay, what are your thoughts on what she had to say about how and when she acquired this generator that's causing all of this uproar? And Kay is an intelligent woman, and I found it very interesting that the choice of words that she used in this matter. What are your thoughts? The number to call, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272. And the WhatsApp number to send us a message is 824-9952. Now, when you send a WhatsApp message, because somebody sent this message, right? But this message is very long and it's very lacking on punctuation, and so I can't make sense of it. So I want you to take your time and make sure that it makes sense before you send it, so I could read it, because I ain't gonna be stumbling on there because I can't figure out what you're trying to say. Okay. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this whole situation with regard to this generator that Kay acquired? And when she acquired it. Very interesting choice of words there. The telephone lines, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 0272 or 824-9952. 824-9952. Let's hear from you on this TGIF open line show, where we get to talk about the week that was. My producer's on the phone. I don't know if that's a call for the show or what. Yes? Okay. Caller, welcome to GPS. Caller, you on the air.
Good afternoon, Michelle. How are you?
Excellent. How you doing today?
That's good. I'm fine, thanks. Michelle, it's been long coming. The poor just getting poor, Michelle. Even, I don't know if you could go back to the years when our parents could have put a table beside the road and put their crop on it to sell. The tourists come through the community. And you could see the tourists visiting each table or, buying food and stuff. Michelle, it don't happen no more. Right down through 8 Mile Walk. The tourists come down through there by the bus. They have one person has the commodities. One person. They take them down to a certain beach down there, and they take them back to the boat.
Yeah, it's not the way it used to be for sure. And, a part of the problem is with the crime level being what it is, people, people rightfully don't want to bring people into some neighborhoods because they scared people can do people something. So we are our own worst enemy when it comes to that.
Michelle, you know how much police chief I see out the road down there? You know how much police be out on the street?
Now, listen, I'm not saying that is the case for the particular community you are talking about. I'm speaking in general.
I understand. If they're out there, they walk about during that time that they know people, that the tourists is in the area.
Yeah.
Everybody would, anybody who has an idea in their head would be afraid because the police is out canvassing.
Right. I hear you.
Michelle, it's hard, it's rough.
I know.
It's rough.
Trust me.
You can't even go, if you're doing crop, you can't even go to the entities who has the boot and stuff. You could see the boot there empty, but they can tell you and if you ain't saying here, it looks like enough snapping it.
Agreed. Yep, we gotta fix it. Thanks so much for calling.
Miss Michelle.
Yes.
I got something I need to tell you. I need to talk to you off the line.
Okay, you need to leave your telephone number with my producer, and I'll call you after the show.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks for calling. So, Farillian Pierre says, if I, as a homeowner who's going to purchase a generator for my house, I would, I guess you meant to say, get a qualified electrician to tell me the type and size generator I need. Make it make sense. Now, she never said purchase. She said acquire. Garen says, but who purchased a generator not knowing the specs of it suitable, or if it's suitable for the house though? Okay. Terry says, Mr. Minnis should be tried for crimes against the Bahamian people. Everyone was forced to bungle up at food store franchise, which was unscientific, as if only the big stores could keep protocol. This was intentional. And Mega Banton says, why order it before contacting your electrician to how you get to the port? Okay. I think I understand what you're trying to say. Yeah, it is a little, it is a little suspect. You wonder, okay, you acquired this generator before you found out that it was not suitable for the home. And so then you turn around and you sell something that you acquired that I would think you would have checked first to make. But anyway. Yeah, 3260271, 3260271, or 3260272, 3260272. Maybe before you acquired this device, it would have been wise to find out, if this was suitable. But I would like to know the details behind the acquisition. Is that too much to ask? Is it? Am I being unreasonable? Anyway, 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 822-606-0272. And we have a WhatsApp number, 824-9952. I believe we have a caller for the show. I'm not sure. Is that a caller for the show? Yes, caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, Miss Michelle Malcolm, look here. This is what I want you to know. The Prime Minister will discuss the Smith issue. Why you all still making it an issue? The Prime Minister will say name up. It's many entities that have to deal with certain things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
My point. Leave the woman alone.
Do you realize that she made a statement this week, and we're talking about the statement that she made?
I heard you quote.
Pardon me?
I heard you quote the statement.
Okay, so if she made a statement, why is it that we bothering her for talking about the statement that she made?
Because the Prime Minister spoke. You know what I mean? Even though, like, she just, like, verifying, confirming what the Prime Minister said as it relates to Neiman, as it relates to all the different entities, you know. And furthermore, Human Minister did create a new ministry, right?
Mm-hmm.
She was just a chairman. Right or wrong?
She was the manager.
Okay. Let me leave you alone. All right, I went over. Bye.
I don't understand, though, caller, why you're saying we should leave her alone when she made a statement. She broke her silence regarding the matter. So we're supposed to just not say anything about what she had to say about the matter? I don't understand that. Maybe I'm missing something. 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272. For those of you who don't understand how media works, you know, when I used to work for the resort in Bimini, I had to work along with folks out of the U.S. My supervisor was actually stationed in the United States. She was an American. And one of the things we often talked about is what she called extending the story. Because as you are probably aware, there was a period there where the resort that I was working for was under attack, right? And my first response was always, we have to answer this. We can't just let this be out there. We have to answer this. And she would always say, unless it got to be really, really something that had to be dealt with, she would always say, Michelle, when you answer them, what you are in essence doing is extending the story, because they will then have to report on what you answer. So if this woman makes a statement, we're not allowed to speak on the statement that she made. She extended the story. I didn't. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, welcome to GPS. Okay, that person didn't want to wait. Okay, 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0271, or 326-0272, 326-0272. So somebody says, Navarro says, who is this caller? He sounds so stupid. He's the reason we can't move on because of this blind following. And Carlton says, all Miss K4 Smith have to do is produce her receipt for the generator. And Siobhan says, it's folks like the last caller who is the problem, always attempting to justify foolishness. Go on. Okay, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to... No, we don't? Okay, we got to take a break. So let's take this quick break, and then when we come back, we're going to continue with our open line show today. And unless y'all really want to say something else on that, I want to play devil's advocate a little bit. I want to ask y'all something. I can ask on the other side. Stay with us.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Youngevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Youngevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm in your company. And we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS. Hi, caller. Hi.
My question is she an attorney?
I believe so.
Okay, because they have a way of twisting words and stuff like that to make themselves look good and to defend themselves. How did she actually say how she acquired this generator?
She did not. She just said she acquired it.
Well, that's what we need to know, and that's what I think the whole problem is, because did she acquire this generator through what the public's supposed to be receiving, or is this a personal gift for something she did? She needs to state that.
Well, that we don't know, and she did not, she did not say that.
So she needs to say that. Until she states that, she will be ridiculed for it. Because how did you acquire this? So you shouldn't even open up your mouth and say anything if you're not going to say exactly where it came from and how you got it. Can you show receipts?
All right. Thank you so much for your call. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So we have Frederick on Facebook who is sort of agreeing with what you said. Frederick says acquire means skullduggery. Either you bought it and got a receipt, or you acquired it and can't talk about it. Wow. Siobhan says a politically exposed person is a person entrusted with any public function. Therefore, he or she should be subjected to public scrutiny, their spouses and close relatives likewise. Okay. All right. I want to switch gears for a second. And if y'all want to come back to that, then we can come back to that. But somebody sent me this message, right? Reflecting on the appointment of Wendell Jones as ambassador. Prime Minister Philip Davis officially announced the diplomatic appointment of veteran journalist and Jones Communications CEO Wendell Jones as ambassador of the United States, ambassador to the United States. And he will also serve as non-resident ambassador to Colombia and Malaysia. And so the person sent me this message saying, what is the criteria for someone to be considered for an ambassadorship? and receive a multiple ambassadorship like Wendell has just been given. Are we privy to know what one ambassadorship pays? Just wondering. Now, I have another question. And maybe it's just me, but I don't know if I should go there, because I gotta live. I have noticed sort of a trend, and maybe I'm off with this, and I want to know what y'all think about this. But I've noticed a trend where a lot of people in the media are receiving some very interesting posts and are being brought into the civil service. Or, like Wendell gets the ambassadorship and Clint gets the position in the office of the prime minister, and several active members of the press have been pulled away to do other things, still media related, but in essence work for the government. And I find that very interesting, because I read at least one place where someone said, it was somewhere on social media. I don't remember exactly where I saw it, but someone was saying, "Boy, the PLB they taking all the media. They taking out all the media." And I wonder if it's a trend, or if I'm just reading more into to what is happening. But they really have been attracting a lot of practicing media people to work in some capacity for the government of the Bahamas. And I find that very fascinating, because let me just read this message from Carla. Carla says, silencing the fourth estate. I don't want to go so far as to accuse the PLP of trying to silence the fourth estate, but it's just very interesting, I think. This is in no way to discredit or knock the likes of Wendell Jones or Clint Watson or any other media person who has taken a position. Listen, all power to you, but I just wonder if there is something more than meets the eye as it relates to that, because you do need a very strong fourth estate. I don't care which government is in power. You need a strong media pool, a strong news media pool who's going to hold their feet to the fire. And I'm just wondering, we have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hello, Michelle.
Hi.
Yes, I call back because the question you asked just now, and you talk about the media being attractive to being appointed and being so attractive. That's the word you use, attractive, right?
I don't know if you're using it in the same context I use, but I did say the word yes.
Okay, I think I fall in on the same context with you. I don't think it's really attracted.
Mm-hmm.
It's being rewarded, being rewarded. These particular persons you talk about are being rewarded.
All
now,
of them?
Huh?
All of them?
Yes.
I don't know if I would agree with that. Some of them maybe.
Help me remember all of them. But let me start off with Wendell Jones now. With Wendell Jones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, all of them. You ask of all, including Wendell Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But the good thing about it, it appears that so far what you're hearing, what I am hearing is that it seems like these persons, if they go by their qualifications and what we know about them over the years in public life, they're supposed to do a good job. Wendell Jones, I think he's a good pick for it.
Mm-hmm.
I hear one of the regular callers call in and ask the question. They hope he don't turn liberal that he got into Washington. America is kind of liberal. They split down the middle, but inside there right now that's a liberal government.
Mm-hmm.
And I say to myself, well, listening to Wendell over the years, I think he's straight down the line, or I might almost want to say, I think he's kind of liberal himself. His views and what he stands. The things what I hear him speak.
I didn't mean that to be targeted at Wendell specifically. Wendell is just one.
No, you're talking generally, but all of them, right?
I mean, Wendell is one of several persons in the media who have gone.
Yeah, and all of them.
Positions.
You're talking about all of them, and I'm telling you that all of them are being. My opinion
But
is that
I don't know if I agree with that. That's what I'm saying.
hear you.
Because you okay, you have people like Wendell Jones, you have Clint Watson, you have Nahaja Black, you have
These people speak out against the former government big time.
Let me finish. You have Kyle Joaquin, who has taken a position. You have what's the name of that girl, the young lady who worked at our news as a reporter. I can't say that they were in any way pushing the PLP agenda to be rewarded per se.
Let's say it this way. Maybe the minister, Fred Mitchell, and our prime minister favored them, like them as media people, and think they would do a good job. That sounds better. They being rewarded. They speak out against the government big time. And it's just that this prime minister, just like Joe Biden and the rest of them people in the media, when you take a stand and stuff like that, and especially if you open to it.
But that might be true for some of them. But
they couldn't force that on Wendell. And Wendell open to that. They couldn't force that on the Nahaja Black and the rest of them. They open to that. They take that. They ain't nobody forced them to do that.
I'm not suggesting anybody forced anybody to do anything. But what I'm saying is, I can't. Whereas I might agree with you with one or two of the names or three maybe, I can't agree with you that someone like a Kyle Joaquin.
I don't know too much about him.
I think he was, he was just doing his job.
But they like him.
I'm trying to remember the name of the young lady who was at our news, who's now working in the office of the.
That's the one who to do them sensitive news with people hurting and stuff. I remember her name.
I can't remember.
She do some good stories before.
But what I'm saying is, it just seems that a lot of media people are being invited.
It is so. It's a fact. It might seem like that you mightn't be sure of it, but let me encourage or say to the feelings what some people feel. It's a sure thing what is happening. I mean, they are being rewarded. That you could think it that way, or you could just believe that. Excuse me. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell, he feel like they would do a good job, maybe from listening to them over the years. I think that's a good pick with Wendell Jones. I think even with Clint, the opportunity he got. Now, when they start talking foolishness or they mode, or we hear they looking out for just friends, families, and lovers, or they're taking up for the government wrong, or they ain't being effective for the big salary what they getting, then we could maybe, I don't know if to lose the respect or stop listening to them or whatever. They wouldn't even be relevant here. But I happy for them. I happy for all of them. Now, like you said, you always see it that way. But how there's gonna be there? Fred didn't like them. Oh, the Watkins guy or whoever might have been straight down the board. Fred, I mean, what do you name? Clint Watson might have seemed more like he couldn't wait to see the back of the Free National Movement government. And Wendell Jones, he put right away, he speak out against certain things and stuff like that. I think Wendell is a good pick. I'm happy for all of them. If anybody get the opportunity, they just need to be effective.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, I'm not saying that I'm not happy for
them.
them.
People being rewarded here. You think the Prime Minister or Fred them just do that rate? So it's some people,
it just seems to be a trend to me. And that's all I was saying. It just seems to be a trend to me. And I'm wondering if there's anything more to what meets the eye. But I hear what you're saying. I don't agree that everybody who has been given a position is being rewarded. I don't agree with that. I think some of them were just I think they were just good practicing journalists, and I don't see it as a reward.
You know how much other smart people, even you, one of the smart people I'm thinking about, who could do a good job, just like any one of them, like any one of Wendell them, but they being rewarded because of what the stance they take. Happy for them, like I say, just hope they do a damn good job, or else keep up the good work. And you have a nice weekend if I don't get a chance to talk to you again.
You too.
All right.
Thanks so much for calling. Okay, so I don't agree that everybody that Jason, close the door, man. I don't believe that everybody that has received a position has been rewarded for singing for their supper. Some, yeah. And I ain't calling no name to say, oh, y'all ain't run me up on no breaks today. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hey, what's up?
Hi. Turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. I'm getting static. I'm getting feedback. Turn your radio down, please.
Today, I think you were trying to remember it's not good. Ava Tyne Crafts, right? She's one of them too.
Was it Ava? Ava got a position as well? Was it Ava? I don't remember. I don't think it was Ava, but anyhow. Okay.
Yeah, she's one of them.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much for helping out. I don't think it was Ava Turn. I don't know why I can't remember the child's name. I look at her face right now, but I just can't remember her name. I don't think it was Ava. But anyway, I just thought, boy, this is interesting. Things that make you go, It's not Ava. That's not who I'm trying to remember. I can see right now. No, it's definitely not Ava. Eventually my brain is going to kick in and it's going to remind me of who I'm trying to remember. Very good reporter, actually. But yeah, I just found that very interesting. It seemed to be like a trend. So does it have anything to do with what someone suggested, silencing the fourth estate, but doing it in a nice way at least? Because if that is what they're doing, at least some journalists getting some, what a pet peeve is for me as a journalist in this country, that you have to go and do something else in order to make a decent living. Jillian Gray. Thank you, Clara. That's who I was trying to remember. Jillian, very good reporter. I don't think she's been rewarded for anything. I think she's a good reporter. But yeah, one of my pet peeves as a journalist in this country is that you have to go into something else in order to make a decent living. They make it very difficult for you to make a good living as a journalist in this country. If you look at our counterparts in the United States and the kinds of salaries they take home, and I dare say that they are not better than we are at what we do, but they making money. They ain't gotta go. You can't entice them to take a position just to make more money because they're already getting paid. So very interesting that. We have a couple of callers, I think. I'm waiting for my producer to let me know. I hear the phone ringing, but is that a caller for the show? No. Okay. So yeah. So Latanya says every journalist that had successful voice during the general election seemed to be those that are now being recognized. It's called silencing the fourth estate. You said it, Latanya. I did not. And Carla Sweeting says she wipes down the podium at the press briefings. I'm sure she does more than that, Carla. Y'all easy, I'm sure she has other responsibilities as well, other than wiping down the podium at the press briefings. But she's a very good reporter, and some good journalists have been called up, if you want to call it that, to serve at the pleasure of the various ministries, ministers, or whichever departments they find themselves in. And I've just been watching with interest and said, this is rather interesting. But all power to them. Go make that money. Go do what you got to do. Just remember that, you have a skill and a career, and if things don't work out the way you expected to or wanted to, then at least you could move back into your craft, which is broadcast journalism. So yeah, that's just something I noticed. So the message about Wendell Jones prompted me to think about that. That wasn't something I intended to talk about today, but hey, why not? Since we're here. And I will watch with interest to see which other journalists are called up. And yeah, I do say called up because, whereas I think that journalism in this country and any country, we are the storytellers. We are the ones who record history. And I am very wary of any leader, and this is one of the pet peeves I had with the Minnis administration and the all-out disdain that they had for the media, and efforts to stifle the media. And what do I mean by that? How could you call a press conference and tell the media at that press conference you get one question and one follow-up, and that's it? Like, what kind of madness is that? And then when you answer the one question, what you've given them, you beat all around the mulberry bush, don't answer the question, and then say, that's it, I answer, and then I don't have the right to press you on what you just said or did not say. Utter foolishness. All out disdain for the fourth estate. We are the storytellers. We are the ones who are recording history. So we have a very important role to play in any democracy. And I am very wary of any government that tries to stifle the fourth estate. That's what Hitler did. Think about it. That's one of the reasons I didn't like Trump either. Because when you try to discredit the media, that means that even if the media tells truth, because of your distortion, people wouldn't even believe the truth. That's how you control people. And I take grave exception to that. That's the beginning of dictatorship. When you try to discredit the media, that's a red flag, people. That's a red flag. Because if you are successful at doing that, then no matter what truth they tell you, you ain't gonna believe it because my leaders say that ain't true. Very dangerous place to be. And I dare say that that's where the Bahamas was headed under the last administration. And yeah, I said it. Utter ridiculousness. We have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good afternoon, Michelle.
Hi.
I've been listening to your show, and I heard when you spoke about Trump, and you said that the one thing you didn't like about him is when he spoke about the fake news that's going on in the country, in the USA.
Well, the thing with Trump is if it was against him, it was fake. If it was for him, it wasn't fake. But anything that wasn't in his favor was fake, whether it was true or not.
Well, I have to disagree with you, Michelle, about one thing. Because if you go on CNN and you listen to what CNN is spurring, and then you go on OAN and Fox News, you will see a different narrative. And if you know the truth, you would realize that what he was saying was truth. CNN, MSNBC, NBC, all the works, they spread nothing but fake news. And, that really got me discouraged because I say, here it is, you got media stations, big media stations like CNN, who I thought was a reputable station, and spreading fake narratives. And it's sad.
Yeah, but okay. Before you go any further, right? I hear what you're saying, right? And I'm not saying that they didn't, have their spin. But you mentioned Fox and OAN, who also have their spin. I remember Fox in particular. I think it was I forget the guy from South Africa who has that late night show. He actually played a video one time of the people on Fox News criticizing a president for I know they were very critical of Obama when he went to when he was talking about meeting with the guy from Korea. They played several clips of them criticizing for something that the president at that time, Trump, was doing. And then he said, Trevor Noah, he said, do you guys think they're talking about Trump? No, these were all criticisms of Obama. Okay. The very same things that they were trying to cut Obama throat for doing, they praised Trump for doing. When Trump decided to go meet with the man from Korea, he's a great leader. He can go and negotiate. When Obama was talking about meeting with the man from Korea, you never negotiate with a dictator. So which is it? So you see, I hear what you're saying about CNN, but don't use Fox them as an example because they just on different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah, they all have their little faults, I must tell you, because sometimes Fox does go contrary too. But I'm saying to you, when you speak about news, the biggest fake news is that CNN. I must tell you, I've been watching them.
Well, when I watch what they're doing with the pandemic, I agree with you. So I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't want you to think I'm disagreeing with you.
Okay,
they have their position, but don't use Fox as an example because they just on the opposite end of the spectrum.
Right.
But I'm talking in general, when you have a leader that tries to discredit the media, because not everything that Trump said was fake news was fake news.
Yeah, but Trump was right on cue, though, believe me.
I'm sorry. The man has a problem with truth.
Yeah, well, you may think so, but I can tell you one thing. The only person who had truth in him was Trump at the time during his presidency. Because those other presidents, Barack Obama,
we ain't gonna agree on that one. We are not going to agree on that one.
Disagree to agree. Come on.
We ain't gonna agree on that one. Because Donald Trump and the truth don't get along very well.
The truth will come out in the end. You will see, because I tell you, in the next election to come, you will see, because I've seen America being squashed, being imploded from within by that Biden presidency. And I know that's of the devil.
Right.
There's only two entities, the devil and God.
Okay.
And one person can wait for God and one person wait for the devil.
All
and
right.
I see you ready to cut me off so I can go.
Well,
All
only
right.
because I have another caller waiting and I want to get them in before the end of the show. Thank you for calling,
Okay,
though.
take care now.
And
Bye-bye.
before I take that caller, let me just read this comment from Fred. Fred says, could the simple answer be that the present administration is tapping into the strong communication skills of trained journalists? It could be, Fred. You could be right. All I said is a trend that I've been noticing and I've just been wondering. Let's go to the caller. Caller, welcome to GPS. And you got to make it quick because we only got a couple minutes left in the show.
Yeah, okay, thank you for taking my call. I just want to say the former government has been stifling the media. As a matter of fact, Michelle, if you can remember, it was the former administration who came up with the first press secretary in the Bahamas. Wasn't it not Ace? I forget his last name.
Newbold.
Exactly. And they stifled their own press secretary.
Yeah, I think they put Ace in. I felt bad for Ace because they
In
put
a
him in
bad
that position.
situation.
But they clearly didn't know what that position entailed. And I have to say this: you may not like Clinton, his style or whatever, but they've been doing a hell of a job with those press briefings. I think now there may be some things that they do that you don't like, but you have to say that they have elevated the standard when it comes to communicating with the media, especially when you compare to that last crew.
I tend to agree that it ain't all about they was bashing the former administration. You spoke earlier about what was going on in court with the generator.
Mm-hmm.
You wasn't bashing nobody.
Nope.
You was dealing with the facts.
Yep.
But that government, those people made it so easy just to report the facts. They make themselves look bad.
Yeah.
Thank you for taking my call.
Thanks. You're the last one for the day. Thank you so much, everybody who called in. Wow. I apologize again for the late start. Won't happen again. I had a situation out of my control. But that's going to do it for today's show. Listen, everybody, have a great and safe weekend. We have a whole slew of fantastic shows planned for you next week, so don't you miss a show. I'm Michelle Malcolm. As always, it's a pleasure. Have a good one, everybody.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio station.